You're listening to the How to Talk to Girls podcast, where you'll learn step-by-step how to meet and seduce beautiful women, whether you're looking for one night of fun, a week-long fling, or a long-term relationship. I'm your host, Trip, and the episode starts now. Hello, welcome to the How to Talk to Girls podcast. We are going to be doing something very interesting for the next 8 episodes. That's right. What I'm going to be doing here is called the Get a Girlfriend series. So for the next 8 episodes, I'm going to be going over all the various aspects of getting a girlfriend from the very beginning, in terms of this episode, becoming the man she wants and how to do that. How do you become a quality person that can attract another quality person to be able to get into a relationship? And then all the way through to the point where if the relationship ends and you want to end it, how do you do that? Or if she ends it, then how do you get over a breakup? And everything in between. So this is like a little series I'm going to be putting out, so you'll see episodes drip out here. But if you're listening to this maybe later on, then maybe you have access to all 8 of these episodes. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I was inspired by something I did. I think at this point, it must have been 2 years ago. I did something called the Attraction Arsenal, and people really liked it, and it was really fun to make. I had a great time making it. It was a 10-part series, similar to this one. This is an 8-part series, but it was a 10-part series where I went over all the various points of how do you attract a girl? How do you get to the point where she's attracted to you? How do you meet her? How do you text her? How do you get her to want to go on dates with you? Things like that. Now, there might be a little bit of crossover on this series. I might go into some of those ideas, but I'm going to be touching upon those ideas really with the emphasis of how are you doing this to get a girl that you're interested in to continue to date you. It's not just someone you're having casual sex with or a casual relationship with. And then going further into it, like how do you make an interesting, exciting, and strong relationship? That's what we'll be going over here. So if you want to check out the Attraction Arsenal, it's also on the How to Talk to Girls podcast. You'll just have to kind of go back in time a little bit, all the way to January 6th, 2018. That's when I came out with that 10-part series. So you can go check that out. But for now, we're going to be getting into how to get a girlfriend and how to look for a girlfriend and how to keep a girlfriend. And that's what this series is going to be touching upon. Now, before I get into it, if you are trying to get a girlfriend right now and you don't know how, or you're having trouble, or you're in the middle of a specific scenario with a woman and you want her to be your girlfriend, or you just want to learn how to go out there and meet women so you can get a girlfriend, then I want you to check out coaching. If you go to coachedbytrip.com, you will see an application to apply for coaching where you can do one-on-one coaching with me. And I can help you out here in terms of giving you a customized plan in order to be able to go out and meet and attract the type of woman that you want, especially a quality woman. So go check that out, and you can check that out at the end of the episode. Again, it's coachedbytrip.com where you can apply. All right, let's get into the series. We're talking about becoming the man she wants. So this is kind of where it all starts, right? This is where it all starts in terms of getting a girlfriend. And a lot of guys don't know that this is the place to start. Instead, they actually think that the place where they start is finding a woman. Like, okay, I need to go find the woman. Well, that is going to be on the next episode, but it doesn't start there because it's not just about finding a woman, but becoming an attractive man yourself, becoming a guy who is going to be quality. The thing is this, and this is just the reality of it. You are going to attract the type of person that you think you are. So if you think deep down inside that you suck, that you're not a good person, maybe you have a low self-esteem, you don't look at yourself in a kind way, it's a very high chance you're going to be attracting a woman who also has those self-esteem issues. It's crazy how it works. Okay, and I'm not saying this in some magical sense. This is not magic. This is actually psychology. We tend to attract and get with people who have similar views on themselves. When you start dating a woman and you're getting to know her, right? You're getting to know her and you find that she does have low self-esteem. In a weird way, if you have low self-esteem, that's going to make you feel better and you're going to want to be with her. Hence why the attraction in that case actually works, okay? Now, on the other hand, if you're a very confident person and you meet a woman who has low self-esteem, you're not going to be attracted to this person. You're going to want someone who has more confidence because you're going to look at them and say, wow, this person, this girl is really needing to get her act together because she doesn't view herself in a good way. You can tell that she has low self-esteem. You can tell that she doesn't respect herself. She puts herself down a lot. She doesn't feel like she's enough. Maybe she gets jealous all the time. Okay, so this is a very common thing, is however you look at yourself, it's kind of like a mirror. You end up bringing that into the relationship and you end up attracting someone just like you. So this is kind of where self-esteem starts. This is where confidence starts. This is where it takes you becoming a quality man. And there's different ways to do that. There's like this inner game where it's a mindset of believing that you are a person who is deserving of a really quality woman, right? So there's that inner stuff, that self-esteem stuff, but then also becoming an amazing guy in all other areas, right? It's like you have your life together, you have your act together. You're not some guy who's giving up on life or who's just settling at a dead-end job or who is not pushing himself to be as best as he can, right? So you're for a guy who is severely obese and has a lot of emotional issues and lives at home with their parents and just completely disregards themselves and has very low self-esteem, it's going to be hard for you to get a quality girlfriend. And I'm not singling you out, by the way. If you're one of those guys who's listening right now, or maybe you related to part of that, I'm not trying to say, haha, sucks for you, you're not going to get a quality girlfriend. But I'm trying to help you in the sense where if that is what you're doing, you're basically saying to yourself and you're saying to another woman that not only you not deserve that, but you don't really have what it takes to figure out life. You don't have what it takes to have a life that is worth living. So a woman who wants to be your girlfriend is going to want to share that life with you. She's not going to want to share it with a guy who is not putting their life together, who is not making sure that they're having an amazing life and not trying to be the best person that they can be. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to be rich, good looking, and famous, and super tall, and super charismatic, or drives an extremely nice car, owns nice things, has a penthouse, to also get a really quality, beautiful woman. Okay? So that's the good news. Now, society has made us feel that that is the case, right? Because that's what we see in movies, that's what we see in TV, things like that. And so you have to understand that you don't need to be extreme to the point where you're super rich, famous, successful, but you also can't be on the other end of things where you don't respect yourself, you don't really like or enjoy your life, and you have nothing going for you. So you have to become a man that is obviously somewhere closer towards the successful side, at least moving towards that other end. Again, I'm not saying that you have to be super successful, but I am saying that you must be doing something with your life that you enjoy. You enjoy your work. You're making a living that gives you just enough money to feed yourself and support yourself. You know what I'm saying here? I think this is hopefully hitting you a little bit. It's like, okay, it's not that she's looking for someone who's, all the way extreme on the other end, has to be tall, good-looking, rich, famous, yada, yada, yada. But she just needs someone and wants to be with someone who at least has their life together. Now, this is where I need to interrupt myself because a lot of guys, they get really emotional about this part. They go, I don't understand. It's like, I have to do all the work and the woman has to pick me. It's like, why can't she do anything? Why is it always about her having the choice? And this is where you're getting this wrong. You got to remember, you're listening to a dating advice podcast for men. So of course, I'm going to be telling what you need to do to you, to the man. She has to be all these amazing things also. Okay. And we're going to be going over that in an upcoming episode here in the series, right? And we'll be talking about that. Not just where to meet a quality woman, but how to figure out what kind of woman is going to be good for you. But you have to understand that you don't have to go after every single girl. This is not about you being desperate and going, okay, any girl that will take me. No, this is about you knowing what it is that you want, what you're looking for. And she has to do the work on her end too. So no, she can't be a person who hates her life, doesn't like her job, doesn't like what's going on, isn't working towards getting a new job, isn't doing anything with their life or their career, who just has a really low self-esteem, doesn't take care of her body at all, isn't optimizing herself, isn't trying to be the best version of herself. At least let me tell you this, please don't go for that woman. That woman is not someone you should be going for. And let me tell you something, that woman shouldn't be going for a guy like that either. Does that make sense? A woman and a man, for the best chances of attraction, have to be, or trying to be at their best self. Of course, if you're a guy who's, maybe not exactly where you want to be with your career or your money or your status or things like that, hopefully at least you're working towards it, because that shows a lot too. Okay. So that's kind of like an introduction here in terms of becoming the man she wants. But I gave you a little bit of some of the outer stuff. Let's talk a little bit about the inner stuff for a second, about how you feel about yourself. I work with many clients, like I said when I started this episode about coaching. I work with clients who I coach who have a lot of self-esteem issues. They don't even think they're worthy of getting a good woman. And we have to kind of dive deep to even figure that out. Okay, we have to dive deep to figure that out, that they're not really seemingly looking at themselves in a way where they feel that they could even get an amazing woman. It's like all the techniques and the conversation starters and skills, and you can work on all that stuff and do all that stuff, but what does that mean? That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to attract a high quality woman. Why? Because you completely believe that you're not deserving of that. And it's all in the mind. And by the way, this is deep stuff. This could be coming from deep psychological wounds. I definitely tell a lot of my clients, and I'll tell you, that therapy is a great way to dive into those things so you can try to heal some of those wounds, or at least work on self-esteem. A great book is called The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem by Nathaniel Branden. I highly recommend that. And working on ways to start respecting yourself, ways to start saying, hey, I deserve to be happy, because that's basically what self-esteem is. It's you saying to yourself, I deserve to be happy. If you are a person who respects yourself, then you're going to want to be happy. And so you're going to go after the things that you want. It's kind of like this domino effect. You're like, hey, I deserve to be happy. Okay, so I should go after what I want. All right, so I'm going to start doing the things that I want to do in my life to have an amazing life. Boom, I'm going to start working on getting a better career. Boom, I'm going to start working on my health. Boom, I'm going to start working on my charisma and social skills to find an attractive woman. Right? All these different things you're going to want to work hard on because you say, yeah, I deserve happiness. But the thing is, you've got to understand it's not that you deserve happiness because you're just alive and in the world. No one deserves anything for nothing. You only deserve something if you're working at it. So nothing comes for free. You got to work at this stuff. And when you start working on that stuff, you build your self-esteem. One exercise that I've created that has tend to work very well with my clients who have low self-esteem is writing down a whole list of reasons why you like yourself. And this can be very simple to something that is, even more in depth, right? So it could be as simple as, I like my smile. I think I have a good smile. To more in depth could be something that you're actually really good at. It could be, you're really good at playing an instrument like guitar or piano or something like that. So it can be anything from something really small to something really big. What is it that you like about yourself? Again, it can be anything you want. There's no limit. Write all those things down. Now, again, I know, and trust me, I cringe when I say some things that I think are kind of cheesy, like write 20 things that you love about yourself. But The reason why you do this and the reason why it works and the reason why I'm suggesting it is because it's an awareness that you haven't put into your reality. No one ever sits down and thinks about what they like about themselves. Most people, if anything, are so hard on themselves that they're constantly thinking why they're not good enough. So I'm asking you to do the opposite, which is really something against the grain here that you're not used to, is sitting down, writing those things down, bringing them into your awareness so you can remind yourself, oh yeah, I'm a cool dude. I'm a good guy. Oh, right. Actually, the more I think about it, a woman would be so lucky to have me. I have a lot of things going for myself. There's a lot of things I like about myself. And then you can get to the point where you're like, well, man, I'm realizing now that I'm such a cool guy. I'm a good guy. I have this going for me, I have that going for me. Well, I better have a woman that has all those things too. It's deep stuff. It really is. It's deep stuff. And I know that this is a podcast where we're just kind of touching upon it. We can probably talk about becoming the man she wants for hours, for days. There could be a whole seminar on this, but I just wanted to give you kind of an idea, touch upon some of this, touch upon it lightly so you can understand what it's going to take. Building your self-esteem, working on the areas of your life and becoming the guy that is always trying to better himself. That guy attracts really quality women. Trust me, I've seen it and I can attest to it myself. Really. If you've seen me, I'm not a typical good-looking guy. I'm a very skinny guy. I got a big nose. I wear glasses most of the time. And a long time ago, I was not charismatic. You couldn't even catch me talking into a microphone right now, like the way I'm doing, so comfortable. I was scared beyond belief to do anything like that or even talk to a woman. But then I built myself up. And I've gotten into many relationships over the years with some quality women and some not so quality women. But now currently in a relationship with a very quality woman, coming up on a year. Finally getting to that point where I really saw myself as a person who is quality. Of course, this is not something that's new. It took a long time to get there, but I worked on it for years. And now I know deep down that I deserve the best type of woman. And I want you to get to that point too, because it is possible. I am proof. My clients are proof. And there's a lot of other people out there who've worked on this as well. So let's become the man she wants. But remember, at the same time, find a woman that is quality to you too. It's not about settling. It's not about being desperate. So if you want to work on this, like I said, you and I can work on this together one-on-one. Make sure you go to coachedbytrip.com and you can apply and we can work on this. Otherwise, start working on this on your own and start working on what it's going to take to look at yourself as a person who's deserving of a quality woman. So that's episode 1 of the Get a Girlfriend series. I hope that you are on board for this because it's going to get more interesting, more in depth, and we're going to keep going, chronologically kind of in order here in terms of what is the next step. So in the next episode, we'll talk about where do you meet a quality woman, but I'm also going to talk about where are we going to meet the quality woman for you. And I don't mean just where location-wise, which we'll go into, but how are you going to find out if she's a quality woman? How will you know? So next episode, we'll talk about that, and I'll see you soon.